Have you ever wondered why some words have such a powerful effect on women? What if I told you that there's a secret phrase that could completely change your interactions forever? Stick around because today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of emotional connection and attraction, revealing a hidden gem that's been overlooked for far too long. This is the kind of information that 99% of people never discover, and it's going to take your communication game to a whole new level. Welcome to another eye-opening episode where we explore the art of understanding female psychology and mastering the subtle dance of communication. Now, before we jump in, let's address something we often underestimate: the power of words and how they can shape our relationships. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see just how crucial language is in the art of seduction. Whether you're looking to spark new connections or reignite an existing relationship, this approach could be your ultimate game changer. The hidden power of words. Alright, let's get to it. Today's topic isn't just about some magical phrase, oh no. It's about an approach, a style of communication that creates an irresistible emotional connection. It's all about the art of suggestion. Imagine being able to say less and mean more, creating that spark, that tension without being too direct. Sounds intriguing, right? Well, let's dive into how this works. Let's face it, we live in a world where everyone seems to be shouting to be heard. But what if I told you that sometimes the loudest message is the one whispered between the lines? That's the essence of what we're exploring today, the power of subtlety and innuendo. You see, when it comes to attraction, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. It's about planting an idea, sparking curiosity, and letting the imagination do the rest. This is where the true power lies, and it's something that almost nobody talks about: the secret of subtlety. So let's start with the basics. Forget about those direct pickup lines, seriously, toss them out the window. The key here is subtlety and humor. Picture this: she gives you a compliment. Now, instead of just saying, "Thanks," you respond with, "Are you trying to flirt with me?" Careful, you might end up charmed. See what happened there? It's playful, it's light, and it keeps the conversation fun. You're not just acknowledging her compliment, you're turning it into a playful challenge. This simple twist can be incredibly effective because it adds a layer of intrigue to the interaction. Now, why does this work so well? It's all about creating a dynamic where you're not just responding, but you're leading the conversation into a playful, flirtatious territory. Humor is your best friend here. When you're lighthearted, you lower defenses and make the interaction enjoyable rather than a high-stakes game of who's more interested. It's that element of surprise, that little jolt of something unexpected, that can make all the difference. But here's where it gets interesting. As the conversation progresses, you want to keep that spark alive. How? With questions that seem innocent on the surface but carry a deeper emotional charge. For example, ask something like, "Would you ever dare to swim naked?" It sounds innocent enough, right? But it's the subtle suggestion behind the question that stirs curiosity and emotion. You're not being direct, but you're inviting her to imagine a powerful tool in building attraction. Think about it. You're not just asking a random question, you're inviting her to consider something a bit daring, something that engages both her emotions and imagination. This kind of question is effective because it's open-ended. It's not just a yes or no answer. It leaves room for her to express herself, to share a bit of her personality, her sense of adventure. And most importantly, it allows the conversation to flow naturally into deeper, more personal territory without feeling forced, keeping the connection alive. Now, this style of communication isn't just for those initial encounters. Even in established relationships, creativity in language can reignite that connection. Instead of the usual, "I love you," try something more imaginative. Say, "Every time you're near, it feels like I'm discovering a new chapter in my favorite book." It's unexpected, it's enchanting, and it offers a fresh perspective on your feelings. In long-term relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of routine, where the same words and phrases get repeated over and over until they lose their impact. But by being a bit more creative with your expressions, you keep things fresh, exciting, and emotionally engaging. And this isn't just about romantic relationships. The way you use language can strengthen any connection, whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues. It's all about tapping into that sense of novelty, of saying something that makes the other person stop and really think, "Wow, that's different." And here's the thing: women in particular respond strongly to this kind of imaginative language. Why? Because it taps into the emotional side of the brain, creating a deeper, more lasting connection. It's not just about the words themselves, but about the feelings they evoke. When you use language to paint a picture, to tell a story, you're doing more than just communicating, you're creating an experience. And that's something that sticks with people long after the conversation ends: the power of active listening. Here's another game changer: active listening. Pay attention not just to what she says, but to what she doesn't say. The pauses, the tone of voice, the choice of words, all these can reveal so much about her thoughts and feelings. And when you respond, make it meaningful. If she mentions her dreams or worries, don't brush them off with something generic. Show her that you're really listening and that you care. Active listening is about more than just hearing the words, it's about understanding the emotions behind them. For instance, if she's talking about a stressful day at work, don't just offer empty platitudes like, that sucks. Instead, say something like, it sounds like today was really tough, what's been on your mind? By acknowledging her feelings and inviting her to share more, you're showing that you're not just passively listening, but actively engaged in what she's saying. This depth of listening also allows you to respond in a way that builds connection. If she's opening up about something personal, your response should reflect that same level of openness and vulnerability. This is where true emotional connections are formed, by showing that you're not just interested in what she's saying, but that you truly understand her. The art of suggestion, creating emotional impact. Let's circle back to the idea of subtlety and suggestion. There's an art to saying just enough to pique interest without laying all your cards on the table. For example, instead of directly complimenting her appearance, you might say something like, there's something about the way you carry yourself that's just captivating. Notice how this statement is open-ended. It invites her to wonder what exactly you mean, sparking her curiosity and keeping her engaged. Why does this work so well? Because it's not about the words themselves, it's about the emotion behind them. When you suggest rather than state, you're inviting her to fill in the blanks, to engage her imagination. This creates a deeper, more lasting impact because it's not just a surface level compliment, it's something that resonates on an emotional level. And let's not forget the power of contrast. When you mix in a bit of mystery with your communication, you create a dynamic that's both intriguing and magnetic. This not only flirts with the idea of hidden depths, but also invites her to explore that idea further with you. It's playful, it's mysterious, and it's incredibly effective at building attraction, crafting memorable interactions. Now let's talk about making your conversations memorable. The truth is, in a world full of noise, the things that stand out are the ones that resonate emotionally. So how do you craft interactions that linger in her mind long after the conversation ends? It's all about connecting on a deeper level, using language that's not just about exchanging information, but about creating an experience. For instance, instead of the typical "how was your day?", try something more evocative, like "what's been the highlight of your day so far?" This subtle shift changes the tone of the conversation from mundane to meaningful. It encourages her to reflect on something positive, and it shows that you're genuinely interested in hearing about her experiences. This kind of thoughtful communication goes a long way in building a connection that's both engaging and memorable. And here's a pro tip: be present. When you're in a conversation, really be there. It sounds simple, but in today's world, it's rare to have someone's full attention. By giving her your undivided focus, you're already setting yourself apart from the majority. This presence, combined with the subtlety and creativity we've talked about, creates a powerful dynamic that's hard to resist. Words are your secret weapon. Remember, the brain is the most stimulating organ. The right words can create a unique and strong emotional bond. And never underestimate the power of a captivating and thought-provoking conversation. In the world of attraction, words are your most powerful ally. When used wisely, they can unlock emotional and even physical worlds you didn't even know existed. And here's the kicker: this isn't just about romantic attraction. The principles we've talked about, subtlety, creativity, active listening, apply to any situation where you want to build a meaningful connection. Whether you're networking, making friends, or deepening existing relationships, the way you communicate can make all the difference. Now, let me ask you this: have you ever tried using subtlety in your conversations? What was the outcome? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found these tips useful, smash that like button, share this video with someone who could use a little help, and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. Together, we'll take your communication game to the next level. Remember, in communication, just like in love, sometimes what isn't said is just as important as what is.